Wicked for Good is coming out this weekend, I believe. And even though there hasn't been as much promo and as much marketing for this movie, it's actually on pace to open slightly higher than the first version that released last year. Certainly not a movie that's for everybody, but it's for its intended audience. They kind of went nuts for it. Very successful at the box office. Second one likely will be as well. But one of the things that we saw, Jay, in the first go around for this movie was some of the most cringe and annoying, at least annoying to us and a lot of other people, PR tours that we've ever fucking seen, with Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo always holding hands and all over each other. And it was terrible. It was fucking cringe.
It was weird.
It was weird. But I think it should be noted that it didn't turn off their fan base. It didn't turn off the intended fan base for this thing. Not at all, in fact, in any way, shape, or form. And, went on to make a lot of money. Well, now, as they were ramping up, we've had some premieres and stuff like that. We got this news yesterday, Jay. Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande skipping interviews at Wicked for Good New York premiere.
Ooh.
Now, I've seen a lot of people, especially on our side, actually, ironically, the very same people who are like, this is going to flop. They're so annoying. It's going to flop because their interviews are annoying. A lot of those very same people are saying they pulled the studios not letting them do interviews. They're not letting them do anything because they're scared that the same thing will happen last time. Well, last time they made a bunch of fucking money.
Yeah.
This is apparently the story, which is just as fucking cringe and stupid. And you tell me, Jay, what do you think? We're going to go over this. Do you think that it's more likely that the studio shut them down and said, we're not going to let you go out there and talk to people? Or is it more likely that these two fucking weirdos actually did this? Cynthia Erivo has lost her voice and will not be doing interviews at the Wicked for Good premiere in New York tonight, Variety reports. Ariana Grande will also be skipping interviews in solidarity with Cynthia Erivo.
That makes sense. I swear, I'm just waiting for them to start to make out. Like, that's what I've been like the whole time. They're always like overly touching each other. They don't make any sense. Like when they say like weird stuff happens in their interview. I sent you a clip where they were like crying because of a helicopter in your DMs. Like a helicopter was flying over them and they were just like.
So that clip, they were not crying because of a helicopter. Cynthia Erivo was probably talking about being a gay, black, queer, ugly, lesbian bitch, right? And it was like crying about her emotions. And a helicopter came over as they were in the interview. And Ariana's like, get out of here. Bad timing. Or something.
I know, it's just weird, man. But it's just freaking weird. So,
it is fucking weird.
She used to be a lot darker. And like, did like hip hop.
She's not getting that sun anymore, Jay.
Yeah, it's just, and she looks like she hasn't eaten in. Well, we went through that argument during the first Wicked. Like, she looks like she could use a sandwich.
Yeah, like my whole thing when it comes to it is, one, I think it is actually more likely that they are just this retarded and weird and stupid that they, like, one of them would lose their voice and they're just like, I wouldn't want to speak without you present. I'm going to be stepping out of these interviews too.
Yeah,
based on what we've seen,
agreed.
I think that is more likely than them being like, they canceled it because they don't want the backlash. Because I get it that basically everyone in this chat probably thinks that those interviews were annoying as fuck. And they're like, they don't want a repeat of that last disaster. The problem is that last disaster
didn't do anything.
It was a huge PR smash hit for them in terms of their specific audience. And you made $750 million on a fucking musical. And the second one's probably going to make about that much as well. So the idea that they'd be like, they don't want to repeat the disaster of the first one. The first one was very successful for them.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. It's like those ridiculous. It made for good content if you're a YouTuber, that's for sure. But those interviews didn't do anything to hurt the movie. Listen, like they opened up, and I know you've seen it because you were at Horror Nights. They opened up a massive Wicked experience at Universal Studios, and the line for that is just right. Like every now and then they bring out characters that dress like the two witches for photo ops. The line is ridiculous. It's just wrapped around the theme park. People want to get in there and take pictures. Like they have like the couch from the film in there and like a broomstick, and people are just lining up to get photos with that stuff. So it has a huge dedicated fan base. I said that about Freddy, like, when the first movie came out, and a lot of people are like, this movie's not going to do well. I was like, you don't understand, when it has like a massive built-in fan base, basically they could do no wrong. They could do no wrong. So it's
Yeah.
I swear, like, I thought they were just gonna just make out. I don't know.
You know what
They
I
just can't
think?
stop touching each other.
I think that I think there's a lot of white women in the world that love this shit. That's what I think. That is what I think about all of this. And I think they played to their core audience, and it worked on the first one, and I think it's probably going to work for the second one as well. We'll see. Not that much longer, Jay. This thing's coming out a couple days.
You gonna do the sing-along showing? You gonna do the sing-along viewing?
I think I went to that sing-along viewing for the last.
Yeah, I know. One. That's why I brought it. That's why I brought it up.
It was a weird experience, man.
Imagine.
Everybody was fucking dressed up.
Yeah, and then there's Ryan.
Yeah, I felt really out of place there. I felt really out of place at that Wicked sing.
That's one of the few times I'd actually be a little nervous. I'd just be like, what the heck? What is going on here?
I felt almost more out of place at the Wicked sing-along than I did at at Little Mermaid, Black Little Mermaid. I was the only white dude there. I was the only white dude there. And obviously it was mostly women. Gary made us fucking go watch this shit.
And Ryan.
Yeah, that was rough.